Hi, everybody, and welcome to this month's live training. Hope you're keeping very well. And I just want to check my monitor computer. I've got my desktop, I've got my laptop, and I'm always using the laptop to make sure it's working because I'm viewing the stream here. Just one second to make sure. Yeah, the audio is coming out there. So I hope you're keeping very well. Here in Ireland, it's really hot. If you're familiar with Ireland, you know that it rains and it rains and it rains and well, did I tell you it rains? But there's more rain on top of that. But not the last couple of weeks. It's so hot, real heat wave, real scorcher. And my home, it's an old house. The walls are quite thick, stone, so it's fairly cool, in the summer, but it's pretty sweltering indoors. No matter where you go, it's cold. It's hot, really hot. And then there's that bit of breeze. Oh, just bliss, bliss, bliss. So I hope you're keeping really well. Really interesting times we're living in right now. It's just the last week alone. Sir Richard Branson going in the first commercial space flight for human beings. Amazing. And then Jeff Bezos a few days ago with the oldest and youngest person ever to go into space, an 18-year-old and an 82-year-old. Really inspiring, really moving times. So despite and amidst all the craziness, there's some really good things happening. And because I'm really excited by this because this opens up a whole new chapter for humanity. It's different when you have government agencies all competing. But when it goes commercial, that's when the competition really starts. Things that have, slowly moved ahead really slowly for decades can suddenly lunge forward because there's competition going on. So we're at the beginnings of a very interesting time of new exploration. So I find that really, really fascinating. So I've got a lot of content lined up for you today. I'm sure you've seen the title already. It's Secrets of Increased Productivity and Stress Reduction. I don't know why I chose that title because those are scary words: productivity, stress reduction. But at the end of the day, we only have 24 hours in each day, and it makes more sense if we have to make less effort to maximize our results. Because we can work really, really, really hard and progress our goals, or we can work smart and progress our goals much more quickly and a lot more easily with a lot less stress. So two really important topics: productivity and stress reduction. And before I say any more, I need to click on a button here. Did that work? Yes, it did. It's there. It's a little banner that came out. Important. So what am I going to share with you? Well, first of all, 10 indicators to discover the most likely outcome of every goal you set. Know in advance when to proceed or not. Most people, when they set goals, they do it a little bit without much planning. And I've met people who worked so hard for so many years, they've achieved their goals only to find that, wow, it's not what they expected. It didn't turn out as wonderful as they had thought. A bit of disillusionment, a bit of, being a bit browned off. All those years of blood and sweat and tears, and, the end goal isn't so good. So what if you could know in advance, before you set a goal, before you start progressing towards any goal, know in advance whether it will give you the payback that you're hoping for, whether you'll be motivated enough, whether it will be easy enough, or if there will be all sorts of things stopping you. So a very simple way to evaluate every goal you want to achieve and know in advance whether it's worth pursuing or not. That's dynamite. And this is one of many strategies, tools, and techniques that I share each month that have been scientifically proved to work. I'm not pulling these things out of the sky. These are real, okay? So 10 indicators to discover the most likely outcome of every goal you set, for every goal you set. Know when to proceed or not. Also, 5 high performance tools to boost your productivity, how to eliminate distractions and improve your focus, how your energy and increase your energy and brain power in just 3 minutes. What? How can you increase your energy and brain power in just 3 minutes? You can. Very simple techniques that work. How to get more done while reducing stress. A powerful day planner that always keeps you on track. What if you could just have a single sheet of paper that will help you stay on track to achieving your goals and keep yourself accountable, to keep reminding you the most important things that you need to do in the next day, week, month. Very simple planner that can utterly change your life and make you far more productive. I'm also going to share with you an easy way to win back time, because we only get 24 hours in the day. There's no way in the universe of manufacturing more time than 24 hours on this planet. But you know, we can all find ways of, what would you say, ways where we waste time and energy on things that aren't that fulfilling, actually. And when you know what they are, you have a way of evaluating that and knowing what they are, it's just wonderful. You can let go of things that really aren't that important. And then you've won back yourself lots of time to progress your goals, to live a better life. So I'm going to share that with you. Before we get started, in a moment, I'm going to go in front of the main video camera. I'm going to blank out this camera and mic, so the screen will go blank for a couple of seconds. But before I go to the main screen with my clicker and the big screen and do the main presentation there, I just want to gauge where people are at in the group today. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how productive do you feel you've been in the past 3 months amidst everything that's going on in the world? Have you been really productive? If so, give yourself a high rating, maybe 7, 8, 9, 10. If you feel that, well, you've been kind of dragging along, you haven't been very productive, you haven't really been, you know, changing your dreams into reality, give yourself a lower number. So I want to see where people are at. I'm going to go to the chat window. A 4, 7, 4, 3, okay, 9, great, 7, 8, 7, 9, 3, okay, a lot of numbers all over the place there. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. It just shows that people who are joining the call today are, you know, some feel really productive and some don't. So, you know, in today's training, I'm going to be showing you, I'm going to help you get a lot more done more easily, so you can literally get what you want faster and with less stress. And regarding stress, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10 again, how stressed have you been in the past 3 months? Have you, you know, has life been really stressful? If so, give yourself a high rating, 7, 8, 9, 10, really stressed, or a low rating, 1, 2, 3, 4. Today I've had a crazy stressful day, but I got through it, and you know, I use high performance techniques that enable, you know, to bust stress as you go through the day. Stressful situation, you can reduce the impact greatly. I'm going to share this with you. So stress, you know, highly stressed, give yourself 7, 8, 9, 10 the past 3 months. Not much stress, give yourself a low rating. Seeing a 10, I'm seeing a 4, I'm seeing another 4, 7, 9, 6, 5, 9, 10. A couple of 10s there. That's very stressed. I know how it feels. We've all been there, you know, multiple times. But I'm going to show with you really, what would you say, a very simple way to reduce stress and boost your energy. And, you know, so you feel better. And, you know, when you feel better, things happen much more quickly, more easily. When you're stressed, it's like the brakes are on. In fact, if you're very stressed, you're almost, you know, my own experience is that if you're very stressed all the time, you're actually throttling your intellectual capacity. You're actually reducing your brain power to find solutions. So I'm going to share ways to bust stress. So I think that's all for now. I'm going to go in front of the main video camera. I'm going to blank out this screen. I'm not going to go away. things will go blank for a moment. But before I do, I need to hide a few things. I need to hide a little tag up there. Actually, just 1 second. 1 second. I'm not going to disappear entirely. I'm going to go quiet for a moment. And just before I do that, I have to get rid of that as well. Okay, bear with me. Just 1 second. Hi everybody, and welcome to this month's live training. And a lot of great content lined up for you today. It's really life-changing, life-transforming content. And the topic is secrets of increased productivity and stress reduction. Now, it's a fact that we only get 24 hours in a day. And if you want to achieve your goals as quickly and easily as possible, you need to be more productive. But as you'll discover, productivity, you often think, oh no, it's overwhelming and burnout. Quite the opposite. When you put into practice what I share later in this training, today's training, you'll know how to reduce stress while getting more done. I'm a big believer of minimum effort, maximum result. When we're more effective and efficient, and we're using high-performance techniques, we can achieve our goals a lot more easily, with less stress, but greatly reduce burnout, eliminate burnout, and it all comes down to using some very simple, but very, very powerful strategies. So, last month, in case this is your first time to join me in this live training, just a quick recap of what we covered last month. Last month, the topic was master your physiology, transform your life. Because when you master your body and how it works, and you when you eat well, and you take exercise, take enough water, all those things dramatically influence or affect how fast you can achieve your goals. So we looked at how energy is a vitally important topic for success, and the importance of life energy, or chi, and also how the mind and the body influence each other, because the mind influences the body influences the mind. And I shared with you Edgar Casey's system for health, very simple system, CARE, circulation, assimilation, relaxation, and elimination. And when we pay attention to all four, it's like four spokes on a wheel, the effect is optimized health. And also, I shared with you the the effects of food and exercise on your mind. And I gave you seven questions, amazingly, 7 questions that can give you more energy. And how can questions give you more energy? Well, the questions can't, but when you ask questions of yours, answer them, and you answer them truthfully, it enables you to see things in a different way and make some adjustments in your life, and that, the effect, is increased energy. Okay? And also shared how your postures, your voice, your gestures actually influence your energy. You know, if you're dragging yourself around like that and you're not expressing yourself, what does that say to the world? You obviously will have very little energy, but if you're carrying yourself in an upright position, you're gesturing in a certain way, expressing yourself, you actually gain more energy and give more energy. Amazing. And also, I shared with you how you can use meditation to combat stress and increase well-being. Meditation is one of the biggest common denominators, the big factors in the world's most influential and most successful people. Meditation is vital if you want to have maximum energy, clarity of mind, more enthusiasm, vibrancy in life. So that was last month. And also, a checklist to optimize and maintain your energy. Just a list of 3 different columns where you can literally do 1 or 2 of those things every couple of weeks, and helps you optimize your energy. Okay, so that was last month. So what are we going to cover today? Well, first of all, 5 powerful high-performance tools to boost productivity. As I said, this is about minimum effort, maximum result. Most people run around really, really busy, but do they progress their goals greatly as a result? Some do, some don't. I'm going to share with you 5 tools, 5 high-performance tools to boost productivity, make you more effective, minimum effort, maximum result. You know, when you know the things that move the needle the most, it makes such a difference. It makes such a difference. You know, this is not about working twice as hard. No, it's about doing less and gaining more, really. And also I'm going to share with you how to eliminate distractions and improve your focus, how to increase your energy and brain power in just 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And also how to get more done while reducing stress, and a simple way to plan each day that really can change your life. Very simple planner. Very, very simple planner. You'd be amazed how simple it is. But you know, sometimes the simplest things are the most effective. Sometimes the simplest things are the most profound. I'll share with you a planner that can really make a big difference every day. And also how to finally win back time. We only get 24 hours in a day. You can't magically make more time appear, but you can win back time. I'm going to share with you a simple way to look at your life and find the opportunities, the time opportunities, windows of time that you are devoting to things that are not that important, that don't really give you much satisfaction, and how to adjust that, okay? And also I'm going to share with you 10 indicators to discover how productive you will be when setting any goal, that you will know in advance whether to proceed or not. And so many people set goals, work really hard for years, achieve the goal, only to find, it's not what I thought. It's not as fulfilling as I thought. So this could save you years of effort and energy and frustration and disappointment when you know in advance. When you know in advance if your goal is worth pursuing or not. That's dynamite. Okay, and also, why are these things even important? Well, firstly, you'll have more power to turn your dreams into reality. You'll have more energy and passion for life and less stress. And also, you'll be more efficient and effective than ever before. This is the possibility from today's live training. Now, you don't need to take reams of notes, don't worry, because at the end of the presentation, I'm going to give you a link where you can download all the slides from today's session. Now, don't suddenly log out and think, just download the slides. No. You'll miss a lot. The slides are just a refresher. So if you only just look at the PDF of the slides, you'll miss so much. So stick with me. I need some water. Just 1 second. You're very good health. Here in Ireland, it's hot for once. It's not raining cats and dogs as normal. It's actually quite hot. That's why I'm not wearing a jacket today. They have doors open. You'll probably hear and see cats running through and all sorts of things. Okay, so why do people struggle with these things? Well, first of all, they don't understand how their mind operates. Most people have no idea how their mind really operates and what works and what doesn't, and and they don't know how their body works or its needs. Really important things. And they don't truly value their time or energy. I was absolutely guilty of that years ago. I used to just flitter away my time. Now I guard my time. Our time is our most valuable possession. Because, do you want to use your time just don't want to waste it? Or do you want to make amazing things happen in your life? Most people don't value their time very much, very sadly. And you know what? Your time and your earning potential, your self-worth, if you value yourself and your time, can have a massive positive effect on your income, your earning potential. Okay, and they don't realize the importance of energy in achieving goals. If we're dragging ourselves around with no energy, it's very hard to achieve our goals. If we have no energy, our mind isn't working very effectively. When we have lots of energy, our brain lights up,
we see things in a different way. It's almost like we have access to more brain power, more mind power, but with very low energy. None of that really happens. If we're very foggy brained a lot of the time, no energy, very hard to progress any project or goal. Okay, so and also people struggle with this because they don't know how to boost their energy and productivity. Simple little things I'm going to share with you today. And they don't have enough clarity on their goals in life. If you're not clear on where you're going, you might end up anywhere. Okay? And they don't know about high performance tools and habits. These strategies, tools, techniques, these habits that I'm going to share with you have been scientifically proved to work. This is not guesswork. Hundreds of thousands of high performers, people at the tops of their game, have been studied for years, and we now know what works and what doesn't. You know, we've learnt more about the human brain in the last 10 years than we have in the whole history of the human race. We now know what works and what doesn't. Okay, and also that people don't realize that something so simple can be so powerful. So it's usually the simplest things that give the greatest rewards. So, first of all, let's look at productivity and energy. So, why is productivity so important? Why is it even important? Well, we only get 24 hours in a day, and we have limited time. We've all got limited time to progress our goals, to achieve our goals. Very limited time. So it's important to be as efficient and effective as possible. Otherwise, unfortunately, we may experience big disappointments. And you know what? There have been studies done into the questions people ask themselves coming up to the end of their life. You know, and they kind of go along the lines of, you know, did I make a difference? Did I give love? Did I receive love? Do you have any regrets? So many people have regrets. So many people have regrets. So these things are important. These things are very important. So let's look at energy. As I say, you only get a limited amount of energy each day, and you need to save as much energy as possible as you progress through the day. As you do whatever it is that you do, it's important to save energy, not just burn it all up really quickly. You know, there's a way where you can replenish energy as you go through the day. Normally we start the day with lots of energy, hopefully, or maximum energy, and then we lose it as we move through the day. Different activities, every time we switch activity, we lose a bit more energy, but there's a way of replenishing it as you go through the day, and I'm going to share that with you. And also, what is your day like? Excuse me. Look at your own life. Think about this. What is your day like when you've very little energy? What happens? Now think about what is your day like when you've loads of energy. Very, very different. I'm pretty sure you will have experienced both at various different times in your life, and you'll see that the day goes very differently when you're full of energy. Now extend that out to the week, the month, a whole year. Wow, when you've more energy to progress your goals, and you don't get burnt out as quickly, you can really achieve extraordinary things in your life. But it's about learning what those things that matter the most, that give you more energy. Okay, so how much do you get done when you're low in energy? As I said a moment ago, I got these two reversed, didn't I, or mentioned them in reverse. So I'm going to share with you simple energy optimization techniques. So basically you get more done with less stress. Okay, so that's productivity and energy. Now let's talk about stress and how to reduce stress. You know, stress is known as the #1 killer today. Now, not directly. Stress doesn't kill you directly, as far as I'm aware. I'm not a doctor. But ongoing stress, if not treated, or if you don't have a way to de-stress, and you let stress build up and it goes over a long period of time, you're in stress mode for a long period of time, it can wreak havoc on your body. There have been so many studies that have proved this. So stress isn't going to kill you directly, but it will create all sorts of conditions in the body that can kill you. This is fact. So this is amazing. I didn't know this until only just a few years back. Most serious illnesses can be traced back to stress, long-term stress, very serious stuff. So when you reduce stress, you improve your health, you improve your energy, you improve your productivity. So even if you don't know how to boost your energy, just reducing stress gives you back so much energy. But you combine that with energization techniques, makes a big difference. So people who aren't stressed all of the time, they live longer and have greater satisfaction and achievements. And there's very simple ways to combat stress, to overcome stress, to reduce stress. Firstly, daily exercise is really important. I mean, everybody knows that, but do we all do that? Daily exercise, and also recreational activities. We all need recreational activities of some sort as a diversion away from the things that stress us. Really important, okay? So this one very important part about dealing with stress long term is, well, if you don't get much sleep, if you get very little sleep, your body won't be able to repair itself. That's what sleep's for. The body repairs itself, all the damage. And if you're not getting adequate sleep over time, your stress levels will be high. You won't be able to, if you're in a stressful workplace and you're not getting enough sleep, it just exacerbates the whole problem. So studies have found that everybody needs between 7 and 9 hours sleep per night. You might think that's a lot, or you might think that's not nearly enough. Well, actually the opposite, there's an opposite to this as well. If you get more than 9 hours sleep a night consistently for a long term, it can slow down your metabolism. It can also have a negative effect, but your body needs between 7 and 9 hours sleep to recover fully, and that has been scientifically proved. So if you are not getting 7 hours plus, try and increase your sleep. Go to bed a little bit earlier, get up a little bit later if you can. You do it gradually so that you are between the sweet spot, 7 to 9 hours. So, and also planning and prioritizing your projects effectively. That can dramatically reduce stress. I know myself, if I'm not really clear on what is most important in the day and what I should be working on first, I do feel stressed. But when I plan out the day in advance, much more control over what you're doing. You can see your progress, and just planning things hugely reduces stress. Okay. And also taking refocus or energization breaks every 60 to 90 minutes, really important. And also meditation and relaxation techniques and self-hypnosis, really big stress busters. And from time to time, every few months, I demonstrate all these different technologies, binaural beats and sound devices and light and sound machines and all sorts of things that affect your brain in all sorts of amazing ways that really, really work. So that's another way of de-stressing: light and sound devices and biofeedback devices. Okay, and here are a few of them. That's, these are various different machines, biofeedback machines and light and sound machines. Light and sound devices, I love them. They've been around. I've been experimenting with them since they started appearing on the commercial market, I think in the mid-1990s. You put on, it looks like, sunglasses, shades, but they have LEDs on the inside of them, and you close your eyes, and you also put in earbuds, and you connect yourself up to the machine, and with your eyes closed, you see all these flashing lights and beautiful geometric patterns and swirls, and the sound, various sort of binaural beat sound, which is sort of a wah-wah sort of sound. And you can literally dial up any state of consciousness. So if you suffer from insomnia, there are programs to combat insomnia. If you find it hard to go to sleep, there are sleep programs. If you are finding you're very foggy, there are programs that can wake up your brain. If you are studying for an exam, there are accelerated learning programs. They're extraordinary devices. They've been around for, as I say, about 30 years. And researchers have said that they have the potential to make people more intelligent. That's an extraordinary claim to make. And they've discovered that in a few different studies. Okay, and then various different brainwave sensing headsets and the light and sound machine, and of course meditation, very, very important. So there's all these technologies: meditation, biofeedback, brainwave sensing technologies, light and sound technology, electrocranial stimulation. Lots of ways to reduce stress, as well as going for a brisk walk. Walking is probably one of the greatest ways to combat stress. So if you're in a stressful job or in a stressful environment, just breathing, or meditation, or going for a brisk activity, so many different ways of combating stress, but we all need at least one method, okay? So, how to win back time. As I say, we only get 24 hours in a day. And really, there are simple ways to achieve far more each day while dramatically reducing stress. There are ways. Today, we literally are living in the age of mass distraction. You know, how often do you see people, and you may be guilty of this, with their phones scrolling. You know, the radio, TV, our attention is being vied for at every moment of the day. So we're being pulled in so many different ways, and we really are, human beings today, in a state of distraction, a constant state of distraction, running from one shiny object to the next. And unfortunately, we only get 24 hours in a day. We cannot create more time. So we can only change the way we do things. We can only change the way we do things, the way we use our time. And wasting time sabotages people's chances of success. Years ago, I don't know, before the early 80s, I suppose, I used to not value my time at all. I used to waste it, and then, various different experiences showed me the value of time. It's the most valuable thing we have. And once I started valuing myself, my time, my finances started to reflect that, and I achieved goals that most people would believe impossible. So wasting time sabotages success. Time is so precious. So you can achieve far more than you may think. Far more. And this is hard. As I said earlier, we are at a time in human history where we know what works and what doesn't work. Okay? So all of this may sound very stressful, but it's not. It's quite the opposite. You need to start by eliminating wasted time. That's how you win back time. You need to start by eliminating wasted time. So how do you waste time? We all know that. How to win back time. How do we do it? Well, time is your most valuable possession. You never get more, but you can spend it much more wisely. So this is a really, really scary statistic, and I'm sure it's the same in every country. In fact, this statistic, I think it's about 5 years ago, and this is a fact. The average American spends 5 hours and 4 minutes watching TV every day. 5 hours and 4 minutes every day. When you add this up, as I say, this is probably not just the US, this is probably every country, probably even here in Ireland. If you add up 5 hours and 4 minutes watching TV every day, if you add that up, that comes to 1,849 hours each year. Or the equivalent of watching TV 24/7, 365 for 16 years of their life. Oh my goodness. 16 years of one's life doing nothing but watching TV day and night, assuming you don't ever need to sleep. That's awful. What a waste. Okay, TV's nice, to switch off and, recharge. But, it's been shown that also the TV puts us into a very mild stress state, believe it or not. Anyway, so how different would these people's lives who watch 5 hours, 4 minutes TV every day, how different would their lives be if they watched just 1 hour less each day and spent that hour pursuing their goals in life? I believe very different, very different. As I say, this is not just Americans, this applies to our entire civilization right now. So no matter where you live, I'm sure the statistic would be very similar if the study was done in your country. Just 1 second. Oh, it's great to have water on a hot day. Okay, so I have a really strong suggestion to you. Just do this for 1 day. 1 day. Take a record of how you spend each hour of that day. Just, whatever time you get up, 7 to 8 a.m., just write down a couple of things you did. 8 to 9, write down 9 to 10. All the things, the major things that you did. And you might be very surprised how much time you could set aside by prioritizing your time better. I'm pretty sure that you'll find a time that you waste, that doesn't give you the satisfaction that that time could give you if you devoted to something more important. Okay, so also there's a great book called the One Thing, and it's all about this question you can ask of yourself, and that question is literally, what's the one thing I can do that by doing it everything else will be easier or unnecessary? What's the one thing I can do that by doing it everything else will be easier or unnecessary? That's a wonderful question to ask yourself every so often for any project or goal, because it gets you to boil down to the things that move the needle the most, the things that have the biggest bang for the buck, the things that move you ahead more quickly. And I've used that several times with great results. Okay, so that's winning back time. So know exactly what you want. This is one of the biggest reasons why people don't achieve much in their lives and have, live mediocre lives and of putting up with second best or third or fourth best all of the time. Dissatisfaction. They don't know what they really want. And if you don't know what you want, your life will drift, because you just end up reacting to changing external circumstances. So do you want those external circumstances, things vying for your attention, to determine your future? I hope not. I think it's much better if you decide crystal clear what you want to achieve, and then you do things to make those things appear and happen in your life. I said there's no guesswork needed here. We know what works. Okay. A lack of clarity can have very serious effects. So let's look at the long-term effects of clarity, lack of clarity. Firstly, most likely you'll be low on energy. People who are really clear usually have a lot more energy. You won't have much enthusiasm. If you don't have much clarity in your life, your energy is fragmented, because you just, as I say, keep reacting to changing circumstances. And ultimately your life can drift in all sorts of strange directions, and you can be very prone to complaint, and most likely unsuccessful, and achieve, sadly, a far less happy life. This is all as a result of lack of clarity. And also you will have less personal development, you'll have less growth, because you won't have to encounter challenging situations that enable you to learn new skills. So less growth by avoiding challenging situations. And you'll experience a life of mediocrity, always settling for second best. Do you want that? That's what most people experience, I believe. And it's simply because they're not clear on what they want. So life decides for them. instead of they themselves deciding. Okay, so what are the beneficial effects of having clarity? Because obviously there are beneficial effects. Well, first, the long-term effects of having great clarity: you will have far more energy, enthusiasm, aliveness, and joy. Your energy will be focused in the direction you want to go. You can be far more successful as a result. And having lots of clarity allows you to achieve your life's true purpose, and you can achieve a far more fulfilling life when you know exactly what you want, and you'll experience greater personal growth. And as a result, you'll also develop new skills, and you can experience the very best that life has to offer. So having more clarity will change your life. When you are clear on your goals and your life's purpose, and you use high performance productivity tools, you become unstoppable, literally unstoppable. So this is what I share every single month: the success secrets that have been scientifically proved to work. This is not guesswork. I'm not picking these things out of the sky. This works. This stuff works. Really simple. So, how do you get clear on what you want? How do you get clear on your goals? It's simple. Most people never do this. Step 1, goal brainstorming. Create goals. Get a piece of paper. Get a pen or a pencil and do this. It'll only take you 30 minutes, maximum an hour, and it could change your life. Okay, so goal brainstorming, how to get clarity on individual goals. So create goals for every area of your life. Ask yourself, what do I want in each area of life? Finances, career, relationships, recreation, health, personal growth. Cover each one of those. And you know what? You may come up with, write down as many ideas as you can. You can cross off later any that aren't that important or meaningful to you. So this is the process. Write down all the things you want to achieve during your life. Include those things in your life that cause you to suffer by converting each one into its opposite. Now this is dynamite. I often ask people, I ask everyone, virtually everyone I meet, what do you really want to achieve in your life? What do you really... And so many people have this glazed expression and say, actually, I'm not really sure. And that's really sad. That's really sad. So my next question, if they say that, is, well, is there anything in your life that you're not particularly happy about? Any dissatisfactions? And everybody says, yeah, sure. I said, what are they? And they might say, a relationship that's not very happy, or a career that's not really working, or they don't have enough money. Well, you know what? It's very easy to turn each one of those into its opposite. Finances, bad finances. Abundance of money at the end of each month saved to invest and do the things you want to in life. Career, dead-end career. Convert that into a goal where a really fulfilling career by a certain time, this year or next year. Relationships, bad relationships, turn that into its opposite. Wonderful relationship by a certain time. Be really, really, really clear, specific on exactly how you want each one of these to be. And that affects your subconscious mind in extraordinary ways. And things start to happen. Coincidences, synchronicities start to... So yeah, let's say that again. Write down all the things you want to achieve during your life. This is getting clear on your goals. Include those things in your life that cause you to suffer by converting each one into its opposite. Cross off any that don't feel particularly important to you. Excuse me. And repeat this process for each area of your life. Okay? Finances, career, relationships, recreation, health, personal growth. Everyone needs personal growth to feel really fulfilled. Very simple. This is a goal brainstorming session. It's the easiest thing in the world. Most people never do it. Step 2. Then many people do set goals and then they work very hard to achieve them only to find they're not very fulfilling. But this is because they haven't really uncovered their deep motivating desire behind each goal. So this is a very simple way where you can drill down to find your big why for each of your goals. And you know what? You may find that some of your goals don't have a big why. with no really deep yearning or motivating factor, and you can, cross those off your list, you'll find that they're not that fulfilling if you did go on to pursue them. So discover your big why for each of your goals. And this is using the so that exercise. This is all explained in my bestseller, The Most Powerful Goal Achievement System in the World. And so read that chapter if you want a refresher. So use the so that exercise. You know what? There's the difference between wants and needs. We may want something, but do we really need it? I learned this way back in the early 1990s. I wanted the big car, and I wanted this, and I wanted that, and I found quite quick that was my materialistic phase. The mid 1990s, early to mid 1990s, because I was starting to experience the fruits of my labour. I was starting to experience success, and I'd always be buying the latest this, the latest that, new cars, and all these different things. And I find very quickly that I didn't really need them. They didn't make me feel that very different inside. I didn't need trinkets to surround myself with trinkets to feel successful. So wants and needs are different things. Our need is something we absolutely need for our fulfillment and for our happiness. There's much more purpose to it. A want is something often that just helps us avoid some uncomfortable truth about ourselves. So basically what you do is each of your goals, write out the first goal, and after each of your goals write the words so that. I'll explain this in a moment. So fill in your own reason after the words so that. So say for instance, I want a brand new car so that. Okay? And answer the so that. And then on the next word, the next line, drill down further. Drill down further. I'll give you an example in a moment. So going deeper by adding more so that's until you discover your single motivating reason for the goal. And the result is you'll discover if your goal is truly worthwhile, a need, or if it's just helping you to avoid some change you need to make within your a want. So let's look at an example goal using and doing this so that exercise, drilling down to find your big reason why. Okay, 1 second, here we go. So example goal, this is an example goal. Your goals may be different, or they may be the same. To work half the time for twice the income. I think that's a great goal. So that I have more free time and I can do whatever I want. You will come up with your own so that's, okay? What's meaningful to you. So that I can learn new things and experience more from life, more of life. That's great. So that I can discover what I like doing best. Great. So that I can spend more time doing the things that I love. So that I can experience more excitement and passion. So that I can live my life to the fullest. See how we're going deeper, deeper, deeper. So that I can be deeply happy, truly fulfilled. So that I can be a positive influence on others. So that they can also achieve their goals and become happy. And this may not be the same as what you come up with. But you do this exercise and you'll find out very quickly if there really is a deep reason why behind each of your goals, or it's just empty. Okay, so the result is you discover your big reason why, or you may find your goal is not really worth pursuing. And if you do find that, you've just saved yourself potentially months or even years of hard work by not having to pursue the goal because it wasn't that important when you drill down. Okay, so very simple. So here's a process chart to clarify the exercise. Write down your goal and add the words so that. After so that, write out your reason why. Repeat this so that process until you find your big why. Simple as that. And the result is you should now have great clarity on worthwhile, meaningful goals and avoid wasting time and energy on goals that may end up being dissatisfying, unfulfilling, or that just enable you to avoid things you need to change within yourself. So this is a great, simple technique for each of your goals, and it can save you enormous amounts of time, and it also enables you to see those goals that are really meaningful to you. And when you have a lot of energy and you feel strongly about your goals, that greatly speeds up the achievement of your goals. Okay, so it's like cutting away the things that are unimportant and focusing on the things that really matter the most. Okay, so how to get clarity on goal action steps. Okay, you've set your goal. Where do you go now? And this is, you know, a lot of people, probably most people, think, okay, I'm going to pursue this goal. Where do I start? And they get overwhelmed because, oh, maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that. Doesn't matter. Just start with one step forward. And do you know what happens? Magically, the next stepping stone appears in front of you. You move forwards a little bit further, and another stepping stone appears. So just getting started with basic action steps, even if it's just one, start the forward momentum and invokes a response from your environment that makes it clear what the next step will be. Okay, so this is the best way I've found to get clarity on your goal action steps. Though there's lots of ways, but I love this mind mapping. I'll give you an example. The goal here for me in the center of the page. You can do this with a pen and paper or use software. This is my first bestseller, Unlock Gratitude Now, all about the power of gratitude. And that was my goal. Write a bestseller called Unlock Gratitude Now. So I was thinking, okay, what do I need to do to write this book? You know, so I started thinking, the brainstorming, and I thought about, you know, what do I want to include in the book? Right, okay, I wanted to give a few experiments, mind over matter experiments that have been proved to work, that our mind does affect physical matter. So I wrote out a whole lot of possible mind over matter experiments. Then practical exercises. I make the book a practical book, a self-help book, non-fiction, one that people could test for themselves and get results. So I came up with some practical exercises, you know, brainstorming each one. Then I had to think about, you know, okay, the book structure, you know, made up of different paragraphs, has to be a logical flow. So I, you know, brainstormed that. Okay, and then obviously I'd have to market the book at some point. So, you know, I had to learn how to do book marketing. Had to, you know, there's things I had to learn to do all this. I wanted to include some stories in the book, so I started jotting down ideas of different stories. Okay, you know, the importance of helping others and how when we help others, it enhances our feelings of gratitude and feelings of happiness. So I just started with one idea, you know, the book, and just asked myself, you know, what do I need to do first? So I started brainstorming it, and the great thing about mind mapping is when an idea comes to you, just write it down on the page anywhere. You don't have to put it in logical order like this. You can just have your central idea in the middle of the page, your goal. The first thing that comes to mind, just write it down. You know, what are the things that I need to achieve my goal? Write down everything you can think. Later on, you can rearrange it into logical and meaningful order. But the amazing thing about mind mapping is it kickstarts your creativity. Ideas start coming into your mind that you wouldn't have thought about otherwise. So just getting a few ideas down on paper, it stimulates your creativity, and all sorts of other connected ideas come into your mind, and you write them down. For long, you have an amazing plan for achieving your goal that wasn't there a day before. Wow, it's amazing. So this is engaging your subconscious mind to give you ideas and thoughts that you wouldn't have with your conscious mind. Very, very simple, very, very effective, really powerful. So right into the high performance section now. So what is high performance coaching? Well, first of all, high performance means excelling and succeeding above and beyond standard norms consistently over the long term. Consistently. This is about the long term. It's not about being super productive and then burn out and no, it's about consistently. The things that move the needle most, that constantly move your life in the most positive, beneficial direction for you. And so look, a lot of people talk about peak performance, and if you're an athlete, you must get into a peak performance state, but you can't sustain that. If you're running a marathon and you kept going, you just die, but this is about, that's why peak performance is not the same as high performance. High performance is consistently over the long term, being more successful than most people consistently long term. This is Brendan Burchard, myself. He's the founder of the High Performance Institute that has done this huge study into the world's highest performers. We know what works, okay? So high performers have greater success, fulfillment, aliveness and joy. This is fact. They know how to win back time and, eliminating to some extent activities that waste time and energy. And they dramatically increase productivity by working smart rather than hard. And they are people who take energization breaks every 60 to 90 minutes of the day. If you work at a desk, for example, if you get up from your desk and do some just, deep breathing, some stretches, go for a short walk, go to the bathroom, the toilet, whatever you call it. But if you just get out there and just, energize yourself, after 2 or 3 minutes you come back, you feel very different. It's like an instant boost of energy. Your energy comes back, the energy that you've lost. It's so easy, you can do it anywhere between 60 and 90 minutes throughout the day. And the effects are dramatic. When you have more energy, and this also busts stress, when you do these refocus breaks, these energization breaks, it reduces stress. So instead of getting more stress